What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen. Today, I'm going to be doing the pound for pound top 15 contenders in the UFC. So, usually when I do these pound for pound type lists, a lot of people have complaints about my reasoning, like what is the list based on, right? There's like hypocrisies and shit like that. Me being incorrect sounds CGI, but apparently I need to be more clear. So today, this pound for pound top 15 is based on resume, performances, their standing in their division. So you can't be ranked number 15, right? And their win streak that they're on is also a factor. All right, dude. So hopefully that makes sense. I just scrolled down. I'm going to edit that out. Best editor on YouTube. Let's get straight into this shit. Number 15. Bro, Shavar Rockov is going to be number 15 on my list. Okay, this guy is all finishes in the UFC. Great win streak, which is why he's here at number 15. The ranked contenders that this guy's beat in the UFC. We got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. We got Neil Magny. We got Jeff Neal. All right. And can I just say, I said this originally when it happened, but that Jeff Neal finish, why did that feel kind of racist, bro? I'm not going to lie. Why did it feel a little bit racist the way that he did Jeff Neal? I'm not going to lie to you, bro. There was something a bit off about that submission, but, you know, it is what it is. He's on an insane win streak. All finishes. He's the number 3 ranked contender at welterweight. So I think Shavkat being number 15 is pretty fair for this pound for pound list. Let's move on to number 14. Deiveson Figueiredo, one of the most underrated fighters in the UFC. One of my favorites. He's beat Pantoja, the current champion. He's beat Moreno, former champion. Alex Perez. No accomplishments, but he beat Tim Elliott. Again, no accomplishments. Maybe one time he almost tapped out Mighty Mouse, you know? Rob Font, another top contender, and he was a flyweight champion. So Deiveson Figueiredo, I believe for all that he's done and where he is right now at bantamweight, he deserves to be on this pound for pound list at number 14. Let's move on, boys. All right, my boy, Robert Whittaker, he's going to be number 13. Robert Whittaker, he beat Jared Cannonier. And he beat Marvin Vettori as well. And he was the middleweight champion. And he was on a huge win streak before he lost to before he lost to Israel Adesanya the first time. And he's still ranked number 2 or number 3 at middleweight. So he's pretty high ranking contender. He's a former champion, which is a big deal in my opinion. He's beat a lot of contenders below him and a lot of top contenders that were around in the UFC when he was coming up. So for that reason, I think Robert Whittaker at 13 is pretty fair. All right, let's move up. Number 12. To a man who acts like he's 12 years old, Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno is going to be 12. Okay, he's beat Brandon Royval. He's beat Kai Kara France. He's beat Figueiredo, who's on the list. That's a big deal. He was a former flyweight champion. I feel like Brandon Moreno being on the pound for pound list is pretty fair. And he's the number 1 ranked flyweight contender. Not really much else to say. If Figueiredo's on the list, then you have to put Moreno on this shit as well. So he's number 12. Let's talk number 11. This is where it starts to get a little bit controversial, I think, because now I'm going to start talking about guys that maybe weren't a champion, but they have a big win streak. They've beat a big name, right? They've had crazy performances. Number 11, I'm going to say Dricus du Plessis is number 11 on this pound for pound list because he absolutely smoked Robert Whittaker, which is a big deal. Okay, former champion, top contender, all this stuff. He's on a big win streak right now in the UFC, and even though he beat Derek Brunson, beat Darren Till, they're no longer ranked, so I'm not going to put them on his resume in terms of, oh, this is why he's the pound for pound number 11, but he did beat those guys, and they were top contenders when he fought them, and he finished both of them. He's on a ginormous win streak. He has insane fights. And for that reason, the fact that he's ranked the number 2 middleweight contender right now, Dricus du Plessis for beating Robert Whittaker for being a top contender, he's number 11 on the list. And he's on a win streak right now. 8-fight win streak. You have to give him some credit for that, okay? Let's move on to number 10 pound for pound in the world. I'm going to say, you know, Bear Time's a fucking scumbag, dude. Bear Time's a fucking dirtbag, dude. The guy put me at fucking number 10. I beat fucking McGregor and Holloway. I deserve to be fucking higher, dude. Listen, Dustin, stop fucking crying, all right? You get to be number 10. You did beat Max Holloway, who's on the list. You did beat Justin Gaethje, who's also on the list. You beat Michael Chandler, Dan Hooker, Bobby Green, Conor McGregor. He was ranked a couple of months ago. Very, very impressive career from Dustin Poirier. I'm not going to count interim champions. That's why Tom Aspinall is not on this list because I'm sorry, but beating Marcin Tybura and Sergey Pavlovich, that just doesn't cut it for me. When you have guys like this on the list, I'm not going to talk about his interim championship as a reason why he's here. He is ranked top 3 at lightweight. He has beat Justin Gaethje, who is ranked above him. He has beat, you know, a lot of top contenders, and he's had some amazing performances as well. So Dustin Poirier, for all that he's done, deserves to be on number 10 on the non-champion pound for pound list. Let's talk top 10. We're with the big guns now. Yeah, and I wanted to put this guy at number 1, but I'm going to humbly put him at number 9. I'm going to say Belal, remember the name Muhammad, is the number 9 best contender in the UFC. Listen to this fucking resume. 9-fight win streak, 50-45 Gilbert Burns, who's a top 5 contender, beat up Vicente Luque, who's another top 10 contender, beat up Wonderboy, who's another top 10 contender, finished Sean Brady, who's another top 10 contender, who was undefeated when he fought him, 9-fight winning streak, beat all these top contenders. Belal Muhammad deserves to be top 10 pound for pound in a world where we're ranking contenders, and honestly, I wouldn't even be mad at him being on the real pound for pound list. Like, who's fucking on that shit, dude? Who's on that shit? Seriously, bro? Yeah, dude. We got fucking Tom Aspinall on here. Like, get him out of here. Sure, Aljamain Sterling, pretty sure that dude got cut from the UFC. Get him out of here. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, dude. But Belal Muhammad, number 9 on my pound for pound list of contenders. I believe that's fair when you really look at his resume and what he's done. He's a top contender. Let's move on to number 8. All right, dude. I'm going to put Justin Gaethje on this list. Now, Justin Gaethje. You're saying, he lost to Oliveira, he lost to Poirier. He beat Poirier in the rematch, smoked him. He's beat Michael Chandler. He's beat Rafael Fiziev. He's on a good win streak right now, fighting good competition. He looks improved as well. His performances are a big part of this as well. Like I said, the standings of this is based on resume, their performances. So are they finishing top contenders? Where do they stand in the division? He's the next guy fighting for the belt. He's on a winning streak right now, and he just destroyed Dustin Poirier, which is a big deal. So for that reason, I'm putting Justin Gaethje at number 8, dude. All right, here we go. Kamaru Usman is number 7. This guy's one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's still doing it in the UFC. He's on a losing streak, which is why he's not any higher, but you look back on what he's done. Leon Edwards beat him. He's beat Sean Strickland, who's the current middleweight champion. He beat Gilbert Burns. He beat Colby Covington twice. He beat other top contenders who are no longer in the UFC, but he was the welterweight champion. Great champion, considered like up there with GSP and shit. So for that resume alone, dude, and the fact that he's still the number 1 contender at welterweight, like they still know what it is with Kamaru Usman. You got to put him top 10 at least in this list, and I'm putting him in at number 7. Now we move on to number 6, dude. All right, and guys, you know how I feel about this guy. You know I don't want to do this, but I have to be real. Jamal Hill's on a winning streak. He never lost the belt. He became the light heavyweight champion. He absolutely dominated Glover Teixeira, who went life and death with Yuri Prochazka, who is on the actual pound for pound list. So I feel like it would just be a disservice and lie to not put Jamal Hill top 6, dude. He's on a winning streak. He's beat ranked contenders like Johnny Walker. He beat Glover Teixeira dominantly, and I know he's no longer in the UFC, but he retired Glover Teixeira from the UFC. I don't know. He lost to Yuri Prochazka, but it was a very, very close fight, and he was up on that scorecards. And for Jamal Hill to absolutely dominate him, and the fact he only has 1 loss in the UFC, he's on a 4-fight winning streak. You have to put Jamal Hill up there. You have to give him his credit. And based on his performances, his resume, the fact that he became light heavyweight champion, he's up there. Right above him, I'm going to put Yuri Prochazka, dude. I'm going to put Yuri Prochazka. I know he just lost to Alex Pereira, but Alex Pereira is a top 5 pound for pound fighter in the actual UFC, dude. And Yuri Prochazka, all his wins are by finish in the UFC, so that's part of his performances. He's beat Volkan Oezdemir, Dominic Reyes, 2 former title challengers, both top 10 at the time. I'm pretty sure Reyes was top 5 when he beat him. Not destroyed, but finished Glover Teixeira. I just went on this fucking rant about how he almost lost. He did finish Glover Teixeira, so I'll give him that. And he was a light heavyweight champion, and he never lost the belt. So Yuri Prochazka, you're top 5 in the pound for pound top contenders. Let's move on to number 4. Max Holloway's number 4. I almost put him number 1. His performances and all of the names that he's beat, it's fucking insane. He's got the longest, like, I've got a document right here in front of me, you know, best editor on YouTube. I've got a document here in front of me with their best wins. Max Holloway's is like almost off the page, bro. This guy beat Jose Aldo twice, Brian Ortega, Arnold Allen, Yair Rodriguez, Calvin Kattar. He was a featherweight champion. He's on a win streak currently. He's finishing guys that are at the top of the division. He's getting better, dude. So Max Holloway, for everything that he's done and how he's looked in his last couple fights, this man deserves to be top 5 pound for pound in my contenders list. And yeah, I think 4 is a good spot to put him. Let's move on to the top 3. Coming in at number 3, the man that is secretly running this YouTube channel, okay? I'm top 3, yeah. I'm top 3 like a fuck, I don't know a pun for this. Trust. I got my head knocked off by Sean Strickland, but I'll bounce back like a boomerang. Trust, like a basketball. Trust. Dude, I think I saved that pretty well. But Israel Adesanya, dude, I have to put him top 3. He was a dominant middleweight champion before the Alex Pereira saga, but he beat Alex Pereira, who's currently like a double champion, top 5 pound for pound, right? beat Robert Whittaker twice, finished him one time. Robert Whittaker's on this list and the actual pound for pound list. He was, at least. Jared Cannonier, who's a top contender as well. And like I said, he was the middleweight champion, dude. So Israel Adesanya being a 2-time middleweight champion, all of the names on his resume, some of the crazy performances that he's had, like that Alex Pereira fight, that shit low-key saved this dude's legacy for real. Israel Adesanya, in my contenders, he is number 3 pound for pound. Now we've got 2 more left, and listen, bro, people don't want to hear this. People forget about this shit real quick. I made a joke about this guy before, but being 100% real, dude, Aljamain Sterling, bro. This guy gets so much disrespect. So much disrespect, bro. The fact that this man is literally the bantamweight GOAT and people clown on this motherfucker, me included, I find them funny. Like, I remember I saw this meme of, like, right after he lost to O'Malley, somebody made a meme of, like, breaking news, Aljamain, I think it was, like, Coxagon News or some shit, I don't know. They made a meme of, like, breaking news, Aljamain Sterling's been cut from the UFC, and the caption was like, come on, Dana, bro, it was one fight. You know, that's what this guy goes through. But you look at his resume. Henry Cejudo, double champ in the UFC, Aljo beat him. Corey Sandhagen, right? Smoked him. Piotr Jan, former champion. TJ Dillashaw, former champion. I know he's no longer ranked, but I just had to mention that. All the title defenses, the fact that he beat Jan in the rematch, everything Aljamain Sterling's done. Give this man his fucking flowers, dude. He's number 2 pound for pound in the contenders list. And there's one man left. All right. You saw him in the thumbnail. He's literally running this YouTube channel. I thank you so much. I thank you so much. I'm English little, you know, I pick it to branch. Charles Oliveira's pound for pound number 1, dude. Charles Oliveira is pound for pound number 1. He is the most delusional man in the UFC. But you know what? I'm going to feed into his delusions today by making him pound for pound number 1 somehow. Dustin Poirier finished him. Justin Gaethje finished him. Beneil Dariush finished him. All top contenders. Plus the guys he beat that have left the rankings or retired. Tony Ferguson, guys like that. He was on a huge win streak before he lost to Islam. He's bounced back since with a finish. All of these guys that I mentioned, he finished them or dominated them. And he was the best lightweight champion since Khabib. Maybe better than Khabib as a champion. Let's be fucking real. Charles Oliveira, without a doubt, the pound for pound best contender in the UFC right now. This is my list. Let me know what you guys think. Who did I miss on the list? What do you think of my list? Drop yours down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and go follow me on Instagram at Bedtime MMA. I will see you in the next video, boys. Goodbye.